Today, Starbucks is everywhere. From New York to Lagos, from Tokyo to Johannesburg, it's the global symbol of coffee culture. Over 35,000 stores across the world, a brand worth more than $100 billion. But what if I told you? This empire began with a young boy who grew up in poverty, who watched his family struggle to survive, a boy who once felt invisible, who dared to dream beyond the limits of his neighborhood. This is the untold story of Howard Schultz, the man who turned struggle into Starbucks. Howard Schultz was born in 1953 in the rough streets of Brooklyn, New York. His family lived in a poor housing complex. Money was always short. His father, Fred Schultz, worked low-paying jobs, driving trucks, laboring day and night, but never catching a break. One winter, when Howard was just 7 years old, his father slipped on ice and broke his hip. He lost his job. With no health insurance, no savings, and no safety net, the family spiraled into despair. Howard would later describe this moment as the defining scar of his childhood. He watched his proud father defeated, humiliated by poverty. And in that moment, young Howard made a silent promise. He would find a way to build a life of dignity, a life where no one had to feel powerless the way his father did. Howard was the first in his family to go to college. He earned a football scholarship to Northern Michigan University, but after graduating, he didn't become a star athlete or land a dream job. Instead, he started in sales. One day, while working for a small company selling kitchen appliances, he noticed that one of his clients in Seattle, a tiny coffee bean shop called Starbucks, was ordering unusually large amounts of coffee makers. Curious, he flew across the country to visit them. Inside that small store, smelling the roasted beans, meeting the passionate founders, Howard felt something powerful. In that little shop, he saw more than coffee. He saw possibility. In 1982, Howard Schultz joined Starbucks as head of marketing, but it wasn't until a trip to Italy that his vision crystallized. Walking through the streets of Milan, he discovered the magic of espresso bars. These cafes weren't just about coffee, they were about community. People gathered, connected, shared life. Howard realized that Starbucks could be more than a store, it could be an experience. The founders disagreed. They thought he was dreaming too big. So Howard made a bold choice. He left Starbucks and started his own coffee company. It was brutal. Investors laughed at him. Banks refused loans. But he never quit. Step by step, he raised money, tested his concept, and in 1987, he came back, buying Starbucks from its original founders. From that moment, the growth was unstoppable. Store by store, city by city, Starbucks spread across America, then the world. By 1992, Starbucks went public. By 2000, it had become a global phenomenon. And the boy from Brooklyn, the one who once lived with despair, had built a billion-dollar empire. Howard Schultz's story is not about coffee. It's about vision. It's about turning pain into purpose. He once said, "Dream more than others think practical. Care more than others think wise. Expect more than others think possible." From poverty to billions, his journey teaches us this. Your past doesn't define your future. Vision is more powerful than circumstance, and the scars of your childhood can become the fuel for your destiny. So the next time you hold a Starbucks cup, remember, it's not just coffee. It's a symbol of resilience. And like Howard Schultz, your greatest struggles might just be the beginning of your greatest story. Because sometimes, the hardest beginnings create the strongest leaders. If this story inspired you, don't stop here. Watch our next video on how Oprah Winfrey rose from poverty to become the most powerful woman in the world.